year's 1998. Our guest here today is a returning 2-time state champion, and I'll go ahead and kind of spoil it for you. He wins it again. If you would, introduce yourself.
I'm Ian Horn from Woodford County.
1996, 1997, and 1998 state wrestling champion representing the Yellow Jackets. Representing Versailles, Midway, all the little towns in Woodford County, all the little cities. Woodford County, you didn't want to wrestle the Yellow Jackets in the late 90s, early 2000s. Even today, they still got a really great program. Cody's doing a great job with it. But if you've not watched Ian's 96 and 97 videos, after you watch this one, go back and watch them because there's a lot of little good stories, a lot of little information about Ian's life that you may have heard the legend of Ian Horn, but maybe you get to know him a little bit better by watching the videos, the stories and stuff he's able to share with us. And again, thank you for being here today. We're at Ian's parents' house here and beautiful home. Thank you for having me here. But we're going to try to dive right into your season. We asked you this in 97. Now people know you're a two-timer. Social media didn't exist. YouTube didn't exist.
None of these, can you imagine?
I know, imagine that. I think we had... you're just a little bit, 3 or 4 years older than me. ICQ was a thing, like instant messenger, all these little things you could get like come download it on your computer. You could get them. Yahoo Messenger, MSN Messenger, all that. But you really couldn't.
I didn't have internet connection until almost the end of, almost graduated.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
And so you've got...
none of that for me.
So you've got... Like, you can't reach out and talk to people. You can't send them a TikTok. You can't send them a Snapchat or whatever. You can't send them the...
we enjoy talking on the phone. Now.
I know. That was crazy. Now
it's like, you call them up, hey, let's talk, I mean, that was... Yeah. Especially with girls, but,
Yeah, exactly. And there was no text messaging. There was no...
God.
Yeah, really. There was no live streaming. There was no... You didn't have one of these in your pocket.
If... anyone who's late Gen Xer like me or early millennial, they're all just like, thank God.
Yeah.
We didn't film ourselves back then.
Yeah.
And that's... thank God we couldn't capture, I can remember something embarrassing early in high school. And I got teased for days about it. But, if it were now... it's over in 10 minutes on, someone posted on one of them social media platforms and, you get your 15 seconds of fame and that's it.
Yep.
But back then, if you did something embarrassing, you wrote about it for weeks.
It lived forever. And
sometimes it never died.
Oh yeah. And there's still some things, I'm not going to say possible incriminating evidence, but I'm sure a lot of people are glad, there wasn't cameras around because you know how it goes. I won't go into it here, but the Sheldon Clark Trinity, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Trinity used to come to Sheldon Clark and they would stay with like Coach Matney, some of the wrestlers' families, and some of the stories I've heard about the Trinity, Sheldon Clark, and they was in Martin County, and that's a whole story in itself.
Well, that's those two. Yeah, teams in the same sentence just
staying with each other. Like I said, there's some stories that's for an uncensored video. Maybe we get some of the participants to talk about it a little bit. But there's some stories going on. But I guess why we said all that is you couldn't just watch somebody's match. You couldn't just pull up and see, how's Ian Horn doing? How is Chris Dunn doing? How's Josh Whitaker doing this year? Yeah. Is Josh Whitaker's takedowns improved? Yeah. Has Jason Dietrich from LaRue County?
However that guy from Eastern ran, Phil Coombs, how he ran the rankings back in the day.
Yeah,
it was a mystery.
I don't know that,
but he must have had a good pulse on it.
He had to, and you, like I said, you're coming in. 2-time state champion. People know the name Ian Horn. Do you, like I asked you again earlier, but in this year, you're a senior, is like everybody bringing out the big guns. No pun, like actual gun, but like, bringing out the heavy artillery, thinking, okay, we're planning all year to wrestle Ian at this. Could you feel that? Like people scheming just to wrestle you one time, or how?
No, not in that sense. Mm-hmm. Not the way you're making it out.
Okay.
But certainly if no one just walked out there and thought it was just another match. You know, people certainly came at me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know.
That's a very fair way to say that. And I mean, your guys' '98 team, like you said, Chris Dunn, Whitaker, I'm not sure of the names. I know those three.
There's Michael Kidd. He was a runner-up, I think.
Mm-hmm.
God, my senior year.
Yeah. If you can't remember, what I'm saying is, didn't seem like '96.
John Gentry, I think he might have made it far that year.
There wasn't like a weak spot in y'all's lineup. Didn't seem like it was when Woodford County showed up at a duel or a tournament. I mean, you guys were having just about everybody on the podium, just about going to win every duel or meet in that duel, I should say. But let's talk about your 1998 bracket. You start off the day, or the tournament, I should say, against Mike Thomas of Louisville Moore. You win that by fall in 5 minutes and 33 seconds.
Wow.
You wrestle Nathan.
Not a quick one.
Yeah, well, I guess third period, a little bit less than the third period. Quarterfinals, you're wrestling Nathan Trapp from Campbell County. You win that by fall in 4 minutes and 51 seconds. You get to the...
I wasn't known for pins.
You get to the semis. You're wrestling... Now, this may be the correct one. Steve Evans from St. Xavier. And you win that by 15-5 decision. Steve Evans.
Really?
Yep.
So that's the year I wrestled Steve Evans
Yeah.
in the semis.
Yeah.
Huh.
As a senior.
I thought it was a sophomore year, so I had it all backwards then.
It's all right. I completely...
So I did wrestle him in the semis.
As a senior, yeah. Yep. As a senior.
I got that part right.
And so what's crazy about this is you've went 2 years undefeated. You're 54-0 as a junior. You're 53-0, it says, as a senior. So 55 and 54, that's what, 109-0, I guess.
Yeah, you're pretty good, man.
So 109 straight wins.
Plus the whatever from the sophomore year.
Yeah, plus what, and it didn't have your record, so we just don't know that answer.
47-2 that year.
Is that what it was?
I lost to 2 out-of-state
Okay.
wrestlers. An Indiana state champion, a California state champion.
So that's a pretty good win-loss record. But you're wrestling William Randall of Eastern. He's a senior. It says his record is 42-4.
He must have been a junior.
The
All right.
The bracket says senior, so I mean, if you say junior, well, to be determined. I guess.
Feel like I came back the next year and watched him in the state finals.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. But it could be wrong. Obviously, I have been so far. So well, facts are optional. I guess facts are optional.
Alt facts, right?
Yeah. Alternate reality here. You're wrestling William Randall. He's coming in though. He wins the most pins in the least amount of time award. It's got an arrow drew right to his name. Most pins in the least amount of time. He's got, looks like 3 pins. It doesn't have the time, but he wins that award. So you've got, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for you. You got the most outstanding wrestler, which is you, and the guy that wins the most outstanding, or the most pins in the least amount of time.
Wow, I did not know that.
160-pound bracket that year probably was the toughest in
it was without a doubt.
In the entire state.
What are the names on this? Is there a dude named James?
We got William Randall.
James Varner.
Yep.
He was really good.
James Varner, Howie Sammons.
The top 6 were all really good. Any of them could have gotten second, I think. But William Randall was certainly the best of those guys.
Yeah.
I feel like 160 that year was the toughest in the state.
And it's, like I said, we'll go ahead and kind of tell you, Ian wins the most outstanding wrestler. So that's back-to-back years Woodford County's had most outstanding. JoJo won it in 97, deservingly. You win it in 98, deservingly.
Thank you.
And like you said earlier, we had some teammates win state championship. You had Josh Whitaker and Chris Dunn both win. But this is your 98 video. We're going to get it set up here. And
Michael Jackson was on that team that
Michael
year.
Jackson and...
I don't think he placed that year, but he was on the team.
Michael Jackson, 2000 state champion, Woodford County. We will be doing a memorial video for Michael. Chris Dunn is we're going to get together and do a memorial for. That's another. Chris is a hard guy to get up with, and we live so far away. But we are going to be getting together and doing a video for Michael, and it's deserving.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, and
I think he was a 2-timer, wasn't he?
I think he only wins it in 2000.
Okay.
He wrestles a kid from Wayne County. But enough of us talking. Let's get to the reason why we're here. Let's watch this 98 video. You guys are seeing what we're seeing, so check it off your bingo card. We're at the dungeon again. This is your third time under the lights. Knowing you're a senior. Now, Chris Dunn said this in his 99 video. He was like, I could have won this match in the first period. I just didn't want it to end. Is that the way you felt? Like you didn't want this to end, or you want to be over quick? Like I'm done with wrestling, or
no, I wasn't a pinner type of wrestler. No, that's not what was going through my mind.
Okay, I just was curious. I mean, because it's
no. I mean, if you watch the wrestling, I couldn't beat him in the first period. I mean,
okay.
I mean, I remember my mother earlier in the day. My sister was a senior in college, and she come home from college with her boyfriend at the time, and they come to watch me. And you know, I remember this is between the semifinals and the finals, and I'm just chilling at home, relaxing, and my mom's like, "Now you don't go out there acting all cocky or you know, take it for granted." I'm like, "Oh no, Mom, this guy has to wrestle me," you know, and that was sort of the attitude of that Woodford County instilled in me, and that's how I went out and wrestled. It was not to defending. You were never defending anything. You went out to win. And that's how I approached this match. It wasn't about defending it quickly or.
Before we go in, you said something that I kind of picked up on. Was you able to go home in between your semifinals and finals, like to your actual house and like rest? Mm-hmm. See, that's something that is pretty cool that you guys could do that, because in Tendai Charasika, in his 94, 95 videos, he said he went home. He was in Atherton. Said he was able to go home after semifinals and kind of rest and come back to the state championships, and you know he wins it 94, 95. He wins it 96 in Frankfurt. But that's cool.
Oh, I mean, I remember. Well, my 8th grade year, between the last match I had in the consolation finals and all that stuff, I ended up getting a bye, or not a bye, but a forfeit that year. But my freshman year, you know, I lost in the consolation semis, and then we go back to the hotel, the golf house, and just chill, and then I come back, you know, and I get beat in the consolation finals, but got 6th that year. But yeah, I don't know what it says about anything or anyone, but certainly it was nice to go home.
Oh yeah,
and relax.
No, I mean if you can do that, by all means, that's something that a lot of that's just I guess part of living close, I guess. All right, enough of us talking. Let's watch this. A senior from Woodford County.
Lots of booze.
And this time you come running out. This is the first year you guys got to run out from behind the. Yeah, Woodford County. You can tell.
Yeah, we didn't have a lineup. Yeah, we came from opposite ends or something.
He comes out. He's wearing the hood this year. You got the hood off.
I think mine fell off running out.
Here you go. You can tell you've grew a lot. You can tell you're just a bigger body right here.
I'm only weighing 155 right there, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you're a big 155.
He's a strong. I remember him. He was really strong.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second time I wrestled him that year, but he was really strong.
Same thing. You're trying nice little dump, or attempted dump, I should say. Trying for it again. You lift. There it is. 2. Nope, not yet. There it is. 2. All right, we're out.
Yeah, it's not really something I recall being known for, was lifting people. But there you have it.
It's video proof, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we present to you Ian's
It's
lift.
funny. Look at it. I'm pacing, man.
Yeah.
I don't remember these nuances, you know. I feel like I was pretty. I feel like I was pretty intense there. Look at him; he's already arched up. He's gonna pop up, isn't he?
We'll try
Look at that. He sure did.
There you go. No, I guess you just let him go.
I
there.
did. It was just, like I said, I was top and bottom was never my strength, and so it was just like, well, screw it. You know, at that point, it was it was all about takedowns. You know, the more you could get, the more you wear them out.
Right.
He's still pretty strong.
Yeah. Got really good hip defense, getting his hips back. Because you ran deep on that leg, and he was
That's
And right there, that's like your fourth dump attempt that you've tried to hit. So I guess that's something you've added to the toolbox, because you didn't see that in 96, 97.
I don't recall. Yeah, I feel like the reactions, the sequence of moves had increased.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was you took a shot, you get sprawled on, maybe you do something, but here it was. Yeah, I certainly felt like there was at my sequence of moves was deeper.
Mm-hmm. Trying to feel like a
this is
lace, nice move. Oh, ooh,
yeah,
2.
Yeah, that was a standing switch.
All right, we're out. He's down. Yeah. And again, yes, I referee as I'm watching. It's just a habit.
Still pacing.
I'm saying, acting like a cage lion, man. You ready to get out there?
This is the only match we've seen between of the 3 matches where I'm pacing, and I can certainly tell that my intensity increased by hand. And this is a big improvement I had in my senior year, was being able to. I was much better at putting pressure on top.
Right.
I wasn't great at doing these things, but all of a sudden I learned how to do a really nice tight waist. Even though that seems like the simplest of things, but we always did the whatever that's called, where you grab them by the shoulder and you
like a spiral.
Yeah, spiral ride, whatever you want to call it.
Spiral ride.
That was our thing to go. That was our go-to thing. But
So
I got really good at getting a tight waist. He deferred and I took down.
You took down.
I think that must have been automatic.
Did he lock hands? No.
It sure looked like it, didn't it?
Looked like it.
And see, I did a sitting switch there, which, I didn't come straight up. He's in better position right there. It looks like. I get out.
You get your one, neutral.
Didn't stop. There was no hesitation between getting out and starting. Back door.
There it is.
I did that same thing my sophomore year. And see there, I'm just trying for a tight waist, putting pressure down.
What's going to be cool about this? I get you one. I've met with 2000 most outstanding wrestler George. 99 state champion, most outstanding Josh Stepp, 98 JoJo, 97. So I've got a lot of the most outstanding
Josh
wrestlers.
Stepp was most outstanding
in
99,
and also Isaac in 2001, 2002.
Naval,
Isaac Knable, yep. St. Xavier 4-timer. There you go. There's the fans, and meeting people, and guys getting to see the video for the first time. They can pick out certain voices. There it is. Nice.
I remember that sequence right there. That I actually remember starting to, because we were not doing anything right there for a minute. I remember actually getting booed at that moment. And then it's not as pretty right there, but I remember it being the sharpest fireman's carry I'd ever hit.
That was
normally you go in on a high crotch and they sprawl.
Yep.
But right there, he just kept. It just kept going. I'm like, wow, that's like, I think it might have been the only fireman's carry I hit in high school, but.
And that's a move people not familiar with wrestling, they associate with wrestling as the fireman's, but you really don't see that a whole lot. Is like a true, like you done like little feet, raising the ceiling.
I remember being just as shocked that I made the move when I did. Getting low on that, getting the leverage, low on the leg. Get the leg and get low. I'm looking back at something. I'm not sure whether it was the coach or the time.
I would say probably the clock, because it was back behind you guys. It was one of the standalone clocks, I believe.
I remember, right in there in the corner.
Yep.
I remember reading 14 seconds.
See it kind of top left of the screen. So he chased down. You're gonna let him go. You remember that was coaches said, "Hey, let's let him go."
Yeah. And I used to actually be known for doing this and not letting them go.
Pressure on.
and getting hated for it.
All right, so now you're going to start the takedown, let go party.
Oh, I do. I remember at one point, right, it might be in this next sequence or so, I get in deep like that, and he gets his arm around my throat, and I go like this, like chicken winging it, like I'm choking here. But I end up coming out of it. You know, I think on the books I went 18-6, but I think at the end of the match I don't get credit for 3 back points.
We'll have to see what it said. Oh, there you go. 2.
Chicken wing, yeah, right here.
1.
Now this is unusual for me to get back points, especially on a chicken wing.
So you cut him. There may have been enough for a 2 count there, but it was close.
No, it was more towards the end.
Oh, okay.
So look at that. I'm getting choked.
Hey, what are we doing here? All right, we're out. We're neutral. I was getting choked, ref. What's going on?
I don't know what I said there.
Power bomb.
What?
Somebody yelled out on the audio, power bomb. 2.
He's pretty worn out right there, it looks like. Looks like I'm hanging on at this point.
Yeah. Ooh. No way he's trying for that. You don't want to reach back at somebody like you.
All right, so it looks like I didn't get the 3 points that I recall. You know, so maybe I was wrong. I had to throw him up there because that's kind of like you do it to satisfy your teammates. That wasn't really my kind of thing to do. Oh, we missed it earlier. But after my semifinal match, my final match from my junior year, I ran off the mat and I ran over to this old man named John Fitch, who was my weight trainer during the off season. And he was just an elderly gentleman. I remember but he had cancer at the time, and we knew he was on his way out. So after my junior year, I remember winning and running straight over to him and saying, "We did it again, Mr. Fitch." And I just remember Coach Price being like, "What are you doing?" And then once he saw what I did, he was like, "Oh, that was really nice of you."
Yeah.
So, but that's one of the good memories I have from back then. But this certainly this match was I think this was the highlight of my whole career. And right there, that was the best match I ever could have had.
I don't know this, but I would have seeing that fireman's carry. I would have to say that might be what puts you over the edge for most outstanding. People seeing that really nice fireman's carry. Wow. Whoa, he hit that move. Hey, kids, that's how you hit your fireman. Most outstanding. Ian Horn, here, turn it in, right?
I don't know what it was.
No, I'm kidding, but that you wrestled really good. Really good movement right there.
I couldn't have asked for honestly, I could not have asked for a more storybook of an ending for my wrestling career. And to end it like that, it was something special. It felt, I felt really good about it.
In the 97 video, you said you won it, but you didn't feel like you kind of left a little bit to be desired after Brian, kind of riding you and all this. Then you come out this year and you're just like, blah!
Well, it's crazy. I didn't know this till you told me. Maybe I did know it, just didn't remember. But that he got most pins.
Yeah, most pins in the least amount of time that year.
That's wild.
Yeah. So there it is, man. All 3 of your years, kind of looking back, did anything, jog or anything that we didn't cover real quick that you'd like to talk about? If not, it's not a big deal. I'd just like to ask guys because we know while we're filming certain things jog, and it's just maybe you can't say it at the time.
We just watched the finals that year, there was always a progression of improvement as the season went on. In retrospect of all this, after all this time, I still feel like, that this was something special, and I'm glad that I was a part of it.
And that's something, meeting with guys like you, guys that I've not got to meet with. Like, there's a gentleman driving, he's not coming just to meet with me, he's coming to see family, but he's coming from Washington, D.C. tomorrow. Chris Zinner from St. Xavier, 1989 state champion, and he's actually going to detour from off I-64 there in Ashland to come to my house. An hour out of the way there and an hour out of the way to go back just to do his video. And I say that because guys like you, anybody that played a high school sport, anybody, whether you were the state champ or the state chump, it is perfectly reasonable. It is part of being a part of something, feeling a part of something, to be maybe not live in the past, but be able to revisit and say, I was a part of this. I was a part of this team. Our school won this. Like I said, maybe not live there, maybe not go out every day in your Letterman jacket and your class ring and all that. But when they have a reunion, like your 90, like I was there this year at the state tournament whenever they honored your 97 team, gave you all. I
got a funny story about that, but go ahead.
About the medallions and the KHSAA, they'll honor their 25 and 50 year team. Schools will bring, you
Both
guys
those
back.
were Woodford County this year.
Yeah, and that was I met JoJo there. Of course, I know JoJo from wrestling. He's like, man, I seen your videos. Like, wanted to get together, and took us a little bit to get Joe lined out, but to do his. And now with this series, because there was no way to ever celebrate Kentucky wrestling. It was such a closed community, such a small community of people that were in the sport. Now that we have this medium of being able to meet with guys, let the world see Kentucky wrestling, I have the mindset, the belief of, if I'm going to be a part of something, we're going to be leading from the front. We're not going to be behind nobody. Kentucky wrestling right now with this series is the only thing you'll find on YouTube, the interwebs, whatever you want to call it, where a sport like ours is getting celebrated, meeting with guys.
Well, that's a big testament to you, Alex.
Oh.
I'm sure you know that, and you're playing yourself down there, but this is all because of you. So, and honestly, I don't know you very well, and I don't know you're interested in this, and it's actually really kind of fascinating that you're so interested in this. And we talked about it earlier, like you've talked with people, and then I'm part of that group, where we walked off that mat our senior year, and we were happy, we were done,
Yeah. And
the fact that you're coming back here and making us all talk about it, that says something for you. So,
well, thank you. I really appreciate, and I don't think we've ever met before today.
No.
We added each other on Facebook,
right.
Text back and forth a bunch of times trying to get dates signed out, and today just worked out. But not just with Ian, but like guys that are, driving, like Alex Ray drove in from North Carolina from his video, which, I can't say thank you enough to Alex, and the family of Richard Brown from Trinity that we done his memorial video, just all the people that feel a connection to the channel, to the videos that you got, like the stories that you're sharing, the stories that everybody we've met with have shared, I think collectively has made a community everybody feels a part of.
Coach Parsons and Coach Carr, they always told us back in the day that, not in so many words, they said that we were special, but they would just say, hey, people want to be you all, or people want to, people want to live that Woodford County experience.
Right.
And, a lot, like I said, it's not that I took it for granted. I didn't take it for granted, but it just never sunk in how unique it was.
I totally feel what you're saying there, and I'm sure a lot of other people. I know that the Hopkinsville guys, every video that we done, they mention Coach Placer every video. Just how good of a guy Coach Placer was, how much he done for them, how much he done for the school, the mindset that he was able to give those guys at Hoptown, and every video I've done for Woodford County, Coach Parks and Coach Carr gets brought up every single video.
It's hard not to.
Just how big of an impact they made on your guys' life, whether it was somebody like you, JoJo, Chris Dunn winning, or somebody that maybe never even made it to the state, just in that room around those guys.
I can say this, that when I went and played soccer in college afterwards, my freshman year of college, the coach was pretty good. It was the same coach all years, and he was there for like 40 years, and I was there for his 25th or something. But after our freshman year, though, he had set in a system of how we were going to play, a very specific way. And this is something I was used to, because that's how Coach Carr is You have to have a system. You work your system. You know, there would be times that I would try and switch my stance and shoot left-footed. No. You stick with your right, but you shoot left. Right. You know, it was like you set it up, but you don't change your stance. But and then after my freshman year in college, you know, I just felt like the coach, you know, metaphorically, he changed the stance, and it was, you know, there was no system after that. And it was like, let's adjust to our opponents. And that was a total new philosophy for me. And it's not that it's wrong; it's just that it was new.
And going real quick, we'll wrap it up here. But Coach Carr still coaches. Him and JoJo, they have their Carr Wrestling Academy, and no matter if it's a Sunday youth meet at just some random gym wherever, or it was like one of your guys' state finals, Coach Carr is going to be coaching as hard as he can, standing up out of his seat, getting on to me, getting on to what we doing? It's run the no, we're not out of bounds. And that's, you know, Coach Carr, we love you. You know that, but
he could work it.
And
he could work a referee. Man,
yes, he can.
At the same time, you thought he was gonna have a heart attack too. Yep. You know?
No, absolutely. So, Ian, man, thank you.
Thank you so much
for being here, doing your 3 videos. I really appreciate it. Put in the comments who we need to do next. And I'll say this again, to wrap this one up. If you have a year that I don't, I'm going to put a screenshot here of the years I have so far. If you have a year that I don't, please reach out to me. We'll do our best to get, either mail it to me, Google Drive, whatever the case is, email it to me. Because we just want to be able to meet with more guys like Ian and be able to tell more stories and be able to know that our wrestling history is preserved somewhere, not just in, somebody's filing cabinet or
down there in those drawers.
Yeah, like in the drawers here that you guys can't see. We just want to make sure it's in a place that it can be used, and we want to celebrate our Kentucky wrestling history that way. That's all we got. Ian, man, thank you for meeting with me today. Hope you enjoyed Ian's 96, 97, 98 videos. We'll see you guys on the mats.
Thank you.